Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Men of Yoshiwara Kikuya in Hayato's route, or Hayabusa, whatever you want to call them. And we're in chapter 7, and we were left with suddenly, and then we had to stop because we were going over time, and yeah. And it's been a few days since I've played this, so I don't even remember what the hell was happening. Lord. Anyway, suddenly, I remembered the valuables I'd been given. I really wondered why Hayato hadn't accepted them. I was certain that they could have helped him a little bit. They could have helped him go home a little earlier. This will literally be like 4 seconds, watch. What's wrong, Spacey? Here, have another glass. As I watched him pour me another glass of liquor, and I forget his voice every time, and I don't think it really matters because I don't think he really had one. We're just like talking, however. I've had enough. About your debt, do you want to go to the mainland too? Have more. I've had enough is probably true. About your debt, that's a kind of really personal question. Do you want to go to the mainland is kind of like, I mean, I think this is what she's most curious about. This is the odd one. I don't know if it's probably the right one, but, I definitely don't want to ask him about his debt because I feel like that's way too personal. But then again, asking, do you want to go to the mainland too? Well, no, he said he was going to get out and go to the shop, right? And go help with his parent, like, whatever they had. Didn't he say that? Am I correct? You know what? I'm just going to say I've had enough because I just don't know. And like, did you want to go to the mainland? Didn't he say, I'll get out and then go and to help his parents or whatever, right? Like, that was his plan. Didn't he say something like that? Like, whatever the hell they were, whatever store or whatever they were running? I don't know. But I've had enough. If I drink anymore, I'll get drunk. Getting a little drunk is perfect for falling asleep. Drink up, Spacey. Hey, I said I had enough. He forcefully poured my drink. You know what? No. We continued chatting into the night. The liquor went through my body and started making me feel hot. Are you getting sleepy? No, but... And do you feel a little tipsy? Yeah. And then just close your eyes. But Hayato took the glass that I was holding and put it on the tray. He covered me with the blanket and held me close. The sweet scent from the liquor exuded from both of us and mixed together. My mind drifted. It felt so pleasant. Close your eyes. If you still want to talk, do it like that. Hayato's voice was as soft as a whisper. The person I cherished was hugging me in this warm place. I did as he said and closed my eyes. I wanted to hear more about you. What did you want to hear about? About the time we've been apart. Okay. Little by little. He'd come and had started working when he'd still been a child. I was sure he'd been lonely, in pain, and depressed. That was what I thought, but Hayato's heart wasn't here in Yoshiwara. It was going toward the future, to when his contract ended. Hayato, that's not fair. Tell me everything now. This isn't our final farewell. We have a lot of time to be together, don't we? Yeah. After that, I nodded off inside of Hayato's arms. My consciousness was swaying between dreams and reality. Before I knew it, I curled up and fell asleep. The next day, so we could have technically done the last part, it was only a few minutes, but still, you never know. I felt regretful again today as Hayato and I said our goodbyes. Sorry, Spacey. I can only take you this far today. That's fine. It's not nighttime anymore. Be careful on your way home. I will. Just then... Are you leaving, miss? Iroha came out from the back. No, not without giving you a kiss goodbye, sweet cheeks. It's okay. What? I don't know. I still love Iroha. You know what it is? Look at how fucking pretty he is. Just, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, although Tokiwa's route, I think, might have been one of the best. Like, he's kind of a little marshmallow, so, I don't know. Yes, thank you so much for yesterday. It was nothing. More importantly, I overheard that you've done a little mischief. I was in disbelief, but was shown proper evidence. I am extremely disappointed. I was speechless. How did he find out? Uh-oh. Yudoha, what are you talking about? Hayato calmly tried to play dumb. See, I guess it's good we didn't choose the... Takao's such a nice person, cause he's obviously not if he's telling people. God damn it, Takao. What the fuck? Anyway. Hayabusa, you know about it too, don't you? You're both in trouble. Assisting their elopement is a heavy crime. Assisting what now? Hides all my shit behind my back. The air became stiff. Oh. Skillful in bed. Oh! Hi. Well, the title of this chapter. Why did Iroha know that I'd assisted the eloping couple? It didn't look like he'd known anything yesterday. In any case, he now knew. The only possibility I could think of was Takao telling him, but I didn't know what to do. Who did you hear that from? It doesn't matter. I have no intention of questioning Miss Spacey about it either. And then you'll let us go? However, Iroha completely cut Hayato off. Hayato and I slowly gazed at each other. Hayabusa, lately you've been restless and nervous. As a courtesan at Kikuya, anything that influences your performance is a problem. I never meant to... But who'd snitch on us? You're being disgraceful. So is the snitch. Snitches get stitches, motherfucker. It doesn't matter who had told me. My bet's on Kagero. I'm just saying. He somehow overheard. I trust Takao more than I trust that motherfucker. But also, in all these routes, every single other guy's like a raging douche weasel. You're always like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're better than this. And I know you're better than this because I've done all of you. Except for Kagero, he's not better than this. He is that much of an asshole, but... I don't ask people where they get their money when they pay us. And there's no problem as long as it circulates through the pleasure district. It's just that when you're with this young lady, you act like a young servant. Letting your emotions slip isn't something a proper courtesan does. And that's all I'm saying. Every single one of you has let your emotions slip when I'm with you. I'm just saying, I'm the magic element here. Iroha, I'm the one at fault, so... Yes, you are. Iroha! See? Your heart wavers even at the slightest poke. Is that how your mentor raised you? How pitiful. I thought you were a better courtesan than this. Hayato bit his lip with regret. I couldn't do anything for him but sympathize with his pain. I could at least say, oh fuck. Scold me. Oh! This chapter is like, skillful in bed. And it's like, scold me. Well, out of context, it sounds wildly inappropriate. Okay. I fucking love that. It's probably not the right answer, but I fucking love it. And that's not what it means, though. So, like, it's not like, scold me instead. It's like, you should be yelling at me, not him. Well. Okay, first of all, we know Iroha is easy to anger. I don't think we should tell him to stop. We could apologize to Hayato, or we could ask him to scold us instead. This is probably the safest one, but I really fucking love scold me. I just want to do it for the lols. I just want to do it just to see what happens. Iroha, if you're going to scold someone, please scold me. It's not as much fun as I thought it was going to be. To begin with, I'm the one who started all of this. Oh, what are you talking about, Spacey? Those two things aren't related. But... He's right, miss. I am not talking about that right now. And you shouldn't be scolding him in front of a paying customer is all I'm saying. Spacey, you don't need to worry about the situation right now. And no matter what happens, I'll protect you. Please don't blame yourself or worry about all of those things. Hayato's words reverberated in my chest. Hearing those words from anyone else wouldn't have affected me. But Hayato's words had to have been special to me. Had to have been special to me. I slowly realized these things. Hayabusa, I'll say it again. I won't forgive any disgraceful actions. What was disgraceful? Was it his consideration toward me? Was that really shameful? But, I still don't understand. What's wrong with letting my heart waver for a girl who's important to me? Hayato suddenly began to speak in a painful tone. First, you need to realize that having a special woman is a mistake for a courtesan. You have one too, don't you? I do not. No, right, because I was like, you have one too, don't you? Yeah, but I'm right here and I'm in your path, so he shouldn't be saying yes. Jesus. I know. Look at his face. He looks so sad. He's like, I do not, because she chose you and not me. I know, I'm sorry. All my boys. I broke all their hearts. Except for Kikuya. Fuck him. I don't care if I broke his heart. He's an asshole. You're lying. I don't have one, and I never have. I was born in the Pleasure District and will die here as well. That's a load of bullshit. But that was just too sad. That's so sad. I'm sorry, Hayato. I love you, but I think I need to love Iroha because I feel bad for him, and he's beautiful. I couldn't bear hearing it and looked down at the ground. Even so, haven't you ever thought about finding true love? Iroha's like, if I did, would I fucking be working here still? Hayato shouted in sorrow, which made my shoulders tremble. Was it like him to shout so powerfully, so grievingly? Let's stop, Hayabusa. We shouldn't talk about this in front of a guest. But can someone come over here? Iroha clapped his hands and called for someone. I slowly lifted my head up, and Hayato was biting his lip in agitation. Iroha, did you call? Oh, not this fucker! You're just in time, Kikero. Starting today, Hayabusa will be retrained by Kagura. Huh? But Kagura's my... He just has to fix his behavior, won't be bothersome like one of the servant boys. Kagero, you can't be Kagura's assistant for the rest of your life. And this is a good chance for you to become independent. Kagero didn't look happy about Iroha's decision. Yeah, no, because now he's got to sleep with women, and I think he's gay. I mean, sure, he fell in love with us, but I mean... Whatever. I don't think... But he was mean to us the whole time because he's secretly gay. That's what it is. Secret gay. Hayabusa, please go with Kageru and Kagura. You must become a perfect courtesan who doesn't falter in any situation. Hayato stayed quiet while he hung his head low. Hayato... sorry for showing you how unsightly I am, Spacey. No, it's my fault. Can I come and see you again? Why don't we have a little talk about that, Miss Spacey? Huh? Iroha, please don't do this. What do you mean? I won't harm her. I'm just going to chat with her. I know he won't harm me, because I love him. I know we're not supposed to in this drama, but like, whatever. Come on, Hayabusa. I know you don't like it, but this is for the best. Leave. After that, Hayato hesitated, but ultimately left. I stayed there feeling anxious. I followed Iroha to a room in the back. The room he brought me to was much simpler than the other ones in Kikuya. This is my room. I'll prepare some tea, so please sit comfortably. You don't have to do that. I felt miserable as he spoke to me calmly. There was no way I could sit comfortably in this situation. I could hear him preparing the tea. I then heard the water heating up on the stove. It echoed through the quiet room. He'd come here before he'd turned 10. Okay, so see, yeah, okay, we're a few years younger than him at least. That's so sad, he was only like 9. Oh, he was just a baby! Huh? Iroha placed a teacup in front of me and began speaking. He'd been such an intelligent-looking boy. He had a stubborn side to him, but it was understandable considering his age. I thought he would get used to living here, but he was quiet, unsociable, and above all else, strong-willed. Iroha looked far off into the distance as if he was dreaming of the past. Could you imagine, though, just being born on some island and knowing that, like, at certain points, someone in your family is just going to sell you off to the sex trade? Like... And this isn't like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll be drugged and passed out half the time and not know what's going on, and that's gonna suck. But like, that's not what's going on. They're like, this is like, oh, I have to, like, you have to learn all these things, and you have to do all these things, and you have to pamper all these women. It's like, really? I didn't choose this life. Like, if you chose to be a courtesan, or you chose to do that, that's one thing, you know? You're like, this is the life I chose. You're gonna get into your role. You're gonna try your best, you know? Put on a show, learn some talents, do these things. But to have been forced into it, I mean, that kind of like got to be like soul sucking a little bit. I mean, sure, I feel like Takao's just embraced it. He's like, I'm number one, I'm fucking awesome. And like, but like do you really think it's awesome? I mean, I guess it's your choice to sleep with people, so you're just there for entertainment purposes. And maybe you get to have sex with some ladies, and that's your choice. It's still kind of like, though, thinking that's your only option. Like, you didn't get a choice. You weren't like, sounds like a great way to make money. It's more like, I'm forced to do this? Like, why Kakeru doesn't want to actually be a courtesan and just wants to be trained by Kagura all the time. He's in love with Kagura. We know it. Come on. Anyway. Iroha looked far off into the distance as if he was dreaming of the past. He was telling me about Hayato's past. It took me some time to figure that out. About 2 years after he'd come here, he had a big fight. It had been with... Oh. Who was it? He fought with Takao. It's so funny. Takao can be hostile, but he always talks so casually afterwards. They'd gotten into a scuffle. They hadn't even been afraid of scarring their faces. I can't believe that had happened. Yes, but that was the only time they'd had such a big fight. He'd really been so unsociable and unwilling to cooperate. But now he's made his way up and even has his own private room here. It might have been thanks to his sexual prowess, don't you think? Like, wow, inappropriate, also wouldn't know. Iroha looked at me mischievously and my cheeks immediately flushed. I wouldn't know? Really? Please don't tease me. I feel like we should just go straight up and be like, I wouldn't know. Straight up be honest. I feel like he's trying to see, he's throwing that out there if we're like, yeah, definitely he's gonna be like, lies. So we should just be honest so we don't get caught in a lie. I wouldn't know. You are so innocent. Have you taken a liking to Hayabusa's bed? Huh? Iroha smiled to me as I blushed. Iroha slowly stopped smiling. Uh-oh. Well, I don't think a woman would be entranced from just a bed. I'm sure many women are attracted to his sincerity. I felt a prickling pain in my chest. Trying to hide it, I forced myself to smile. I'm sure you're right. But why had Hayato fought with Takao that time? Curious, are you? Of course I am. Have some tea before it gets cold. Okay, thank you. Instead of answering me, Iroha smiled. He's being so, like, fucking shady right now. And it's like, I'm just waiting for, I'm like, I feel very, like, are you tense? I'm tense. Like, I'm sitting here with him and it's like, I love you, Iroha, but I'm like, oh god, you're gonna, like, yell at me or something, aren't you? Like, this is just... It's like sitting in front of, like, a lion and you're like, I'm just waiting for you to eat me. Like, this is not... I don't know. Anyway. He then started talking about Hayato's past once again. It had been about his comfit candies or whatever they're called. Huh? When Hayabusa's mentor gave him his allowance, he would always rush out and buy candy. Hayato had done that? Yes. And knowing that, Takao had made fun of Hayabusa and telling him that men shouldn't eat sweets. If that was the end of it, they wouldn't have gotten into a fight, but Takao had continued teasing him, saying that wanting to give candies to a girl was childish, and that he wouldn't be able to grow up. There is nothing wrong with candy, Takao. Stop with your toxic masculinity, okay? Apparently he guessed right, and that's when they'd started fighting. I can't believe all of that happened over candies. Comfort candies? How the fuck do you say that? And it's weird. It's a weird word. I don't like it. It feels weird. It's like moist. You're like, it just... But comfort? Like, it's not as weird as moist, but it's like, It just it doesn't sound, you're like, that's a weird word and we need to not have it anymore because it's not like waffles or idiot, which are really fun to say. It's just awkward and bizarre and I don't like it. Anyway. I have finally figured it out. He diligently collected all of those candies so he could give them to you, right? Ew, like what, 10 years later? That's kind of gross. That must be it. It felt like my stomach was filled with butterflies and I couldn't speak. Had Hayato always been thinking of me? If that was the case, then I would feel so guilty. To protect myself from the pain over these past few years, I'd slowly started to forget about him. I'm sure Takao had been jealous of him, and they'd both lived in the same place, but Hayabusa had someone he cherished. Takao had still been just a young child after all. Iroha slowly sipped his tea. I sat there next to him, covering my face as I wiped my tears away. So, Miss Spacey, how did the candies taste? That candy is from an old shop in this area and is said to be the best. It was very delicious. I'm happy to hear that. Oh, well then, will you come back to Kikuya to visit Hayabusa again? Huh? I was startled by a sudden question and I stared at Iroha. Just like the first time I'd met him, Iroha had a welcoming smile on his face. If you do come again, how about I hold on to the remaining valuables in your possession? Are you bribing me? The patrol supervisor can't use them as evidence if you don't have them. If you let us hold them for you, it'll be like you never had them. But I'll take the valuables as payment so you can meet with Hayabusa. Plus, it might help pay off Hayabusa's debts as a courtesan. If that's what you want, that is. His sudden proposal confused me, and I shifted my eyes back and forth. Iroha might have been right. In order to see Hayato here in the Pleasure District, I needed to lay low from the patrol squad and their supervisor. However, if I didn't have the valuables anymore, then they couldn't use them as evidence. Even if they doubted me, they couldn't do anything without any evidence. How about it, miss? It sounds like he's being shady as fuck, but, like, he's got a really good point. You give them to me as payment, and we'll be like, okay, now you... And you know what I mean? Like, he could take them and be like, what valuables? And you'd be like, well, there was this, and this. And they'll be like, where did you get it? Like, what are you going to do? You're not going to go to the patrol supervisor and tattle on him that he stole your shit, right? Because then they'd be like, that's a lot of stuff. Where did you get that? Runs away, looks guilty. You know what I'm saying? So, like, but I trust you, Noha. Like, the way he's saying it, the red flag is like, can we, like, fucking trust you, though? But, like, in every other route, we've always trusted you, Noha. Like, he's never given me reason not to trust him. But yet, for some reason, I'm like, it's just the way you're saying it just comes across so shady, even though I'm like 90% sure I can trust you, but there's that 10% that's like a little nagging, like, I mean, but in all the routes, there's always a bunch of assholes, so anyway. Well, but I was sure Hayato wouldn't like the idea of me doing that, even if I did it in order to see him. I was sure he would be angry if I used those valuables for his sake. Do what you want to do with them. I think it's a fair proposal. Yes, I understand that, but what's holding you back? Hayato wouldn't like it if I did that. Even if you did it just to visit him? Yes, he told me to use it for a man I really loved. Oh? And that sounds like something he'd say. But you know, miss, feelings alone can't change people, and neither can someone's orders. People choose their own paths to take and who they want to love. You might be the only one thinking those thoughts. I might be the only one thinking that? I won't force you to decide now. When you've calmed down, please take the time to listen to your heart. After that, Iroha saw me off as I left Kikuya. Okay. Hayato's been saving all those candies and getting the candies all the time because we're special and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, don't use it for my sake. He wants to save it on someone I really love. And then Iroha's like, are you fucking stupid? Like, you love him, right? Yeah. Okay. Hi. Iroha's like the only smart. That's why he's the manager. He's fucking smart. Everybody else is kind of like fucking dumb. Like, I turned around to look up at Kikuya, but Hayato was nowhere to be seen. I was full of regret. Why did all of this have to happen? I was sure I would have helped those two lovers no matter what. I hated how naive I was. I just wanted to be with Hayato. Once again, my naive wishes were making my heart waver. Oh, wow. You're special to me. I was really disappointed by the skillful in bed thing because I thought we get to come back and have sex with him? That's awesome. And now it's like, no, we didn't get to do that. We're just... It was just... He's got such really good prowess in bed, doesn't he? I wouldn't know. And that's what this chapter was. Oh, what a cockblock. God damn it, Iroha, you're such a tease. Also, you're like, yeah, that's what I want to hear. Thanks. I'm in love with him and I want to hear about his prowess with other ladies. Look. I mean, Jesus. Look, you know, chances are the person that you are dating or sleeping with has slept with other people. But, like, do I really want, like, oh yeah, let me get your references, let me talk to all your, but no. Like, I mean, I know that happened, but it's not like I want, like, I don't want demonstrate, like, okay, like, let me just go to your ex-girlfriend and, like, ask her how good you were at boning her. Like, it's just, that's not, it's like, okay. Like, you'd be a little offended if someone you were seeing was like, oh, I'm gonna do some references so I can talk to you about, fucking weird. Like, shit. Good lord. It was my fault Hayato had become Kagura's assistant. Iroha had suggested that Kikuya should hold on to the valuables I'd obtained. I couldn't collect my thoughts, and a few days had passed. On my way back from doing an errand in Yoshiwara, I stopped by the Inari Shrine. And then... Spacey? I suddenly heard my name and quickly turned around to see who it was. Hayato! Why are you here? Kikuya isn't open yet, so I came by to pray. Well, I don't have much freedom now that I work under Kagura. Oh, I see. Our unexpected meeting reminded me of what had happened the other day, and my chest hurt. Don't make that face. How many times have I told you that it's not your fault? Iroha said that too, didn't he? Yeah. But isn't your training hard? I wouldn't say that. Don't worry about it. Kagura is stubborn and strict, but deep down he's a good person. He really is. He was kind of a sweetheart, but he's very thoughtful of me, so you really don't need to worry. My daily life is just a bit more cramped, but I feel bad for making Kagura look after me. I see. He anxiously reached out to me and gently petted my head. More importantly, what did Iroha say to you after I'd left Spacey? Huh? He won't tell me no matter how many times I ask him. That's because it's none of your business. It's none your business. His mouth is clamped shut tighter than an oyster. I wanted to ask you the next time we met. I didn't know what to tell him. There's no way I could tell Hayato that Iroha wanted me to have him hold on to the valuables. I thought we were going to get a choice to tell him or not, and I was like, fuck. He told me about the time you'd started working at Kikuya. He told you about that stuff? Hayato looked at me suspiciously. Yes, he did. Anyway, you're doing better than I thought. That makes me happy. Oh, yeah. And there's no point in being sad. I'm even more suspicious that you're hiding something. I'm not hiding anything. Really? Then what's behind your back? Nothing! Yes, really? You've got to sound suspicious. Yes, really? He looked deep into my eyes and my heartbeat started to get faster. I was scared that he'd figured out that I was hiding something from him. His clear eyes looked straight at me, and I couldn't calm down. Also, you're a shit liar, what? What are you hiding from me, Spacey? Huh? He sounded a little annoyed, but not angry. Hayato held me close. His kimono was slightly undone, and my face touched his bare chest directly. You can't hide anything from me, okay? He spoke sadly, and I couldn't separate myself from him even if I wanted to. I decided to lean on him, hold on to his kimono, stand there frozen. Pretty sure stand there frozen is like literally not the right answer, but that's fucking hilarious. Stand there frozen. Lean on him, hold on to his kimono. I don't know what the difference here would be. stand there frozen. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, that's like the one that that's the most standout one where you're like, that's definitely wrong. And fucking hilarious, though. But, like, lean on him. Hold on to his kimono. I don't... What's the... difference? Okay. I'm just gonna wiggle the mouse around in here. Okay, so hold on to his kimono because we were down here. So, okay. That's how we're choosing sometimes. Like, I don't know. Spin the mouse around, wiggle it. I don't know where the fuck it is. I really don't know where it is right now. Okay. Anyway. I held onto Hayato's kimono tightly. It was so painful for me. Spacey, please stop worrying all by yourself. Okay? I gave him a one-word answer as I sighed into Hayato's chest. I turned my face over. I'm sorry, Hayato. Why are you apologizing? I just want to think about it by myself for a bit longer. So, Hayato then used his hand to rub my back and head. He moved his hands so gently, and it felt like they were sucking me in. My heart started to beat unnecessarily faster. Okay, if that's what you want, I won't ask. But his hand suddenly stopped. He let me go, but left one hand on my waist to support it. He then moved his other hand up to my face. I want to take all of your unhappiness from you, and I'll protect you no matter what. As he looked at me, I could see his eyes glistening with tears. For some reason, I just couldn't look away. There was a clenching pain in my chest. Spacey, you know why I'm telling you this, right? Huh? Suddenly, there was no space left between us, and we kissed. I didn't even have time to blink. Not a single thought ran through my head. I was literally wondering, like, he's like rubbing back. I'm like, this would be the perfect time for like a kiss ECG, but then I was like, probably won't get that, but... So it's almost like, okay, so I'm kind of almost mad at him. Like, you're supposed to be our childhood friend that we know, oh, it's supposed to be like our soulmate, like whatever, that's what this path is going for. That's what they always go for with childhood friends, right? And like, I have all this stuff and I could give it to you, help you buy your freedom. No, I don't want you to do that. Save it for someone you really love. Like, are you just in denial that I could possibly love you? Because you've been holding out feelings for me since you were fucking 9. I could be a complete asshole for all you know, so I mean, like, I don't think you should be judging me for still loving you. I mean, whatever. But I almost understand that, like, no, because you're thinking, even if you had feelings for someone, like, oh my god, I've always been in love with this person, but they don't know who I am, like, that's almost like self-doubt, you know, he has a little bit of self-doubt. Okay, fine, can understand that. But then, like, the whole, like, don't spend your money on me, but like I want to see you, but he's in love with it. You think he would want us to spend our money on him. But then at the same time, him being like, don't do it, is actually nicer instead of being like, you know what? Yeah, actually give you know-how all of that to buy my freedom faster. That'd be so awesome. Because then you'd be like, he's just using us for our money, this asshole. So like there's a part of me that wants to be really mad about like, just take my goddamn money and buy your freedom, motherfucker. Because I love you and you love me, but we haven't quite gotten to that discovery phase, even though you know, but see, that's what's frustrating. You know that's where it's going. And you're like, look, we're childhood friends, we're meant to be together, that's how this shit works, right? But like, it's the only problem with the childhood friends route. Because it makes you feel impatient, like, why won't you just take my fucking money and buy your freedom? Right, because we have to go through the discovery where I realize that you've always been in love with me, and I've always been in love with you, and oh my god, and then we'll do this, and like, you don't want to use me for my money, but you know what I mean? Like, you want to get out, you want to pay your own debt, and you don't want to rely on me, but you're going to, and then whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I totally get it, but it's still kind of like, you're like, oh my god, but we have to go through here, just take my money and let's get married, like, done. Like, would literally have happened in chapter 2, and then we would have been like, the fuck kind of route is this? Where's the angst? I mean, I totally get why he doesn't want to take the money. But it's me. It's 100% me being like, so you don't want to take my money because it's not like good enough for you? Like, the fuck, if you love me, you would take my money. But like, but I get why you wouldn't. Because I'd be the same way if someone was like, oh yeah, no, I'll just pay off all your debt for you. Great, here's the money. You'd be like, I feel like I'm using you for your money and that feels douchey. Like, I don't want to do that. So I would also feel the same way if I had a fuck ton of money and was like, yeah, no, I'll pay off your debt for you, sweetie. It's great. And they'd be like, cool, sure, thanks. You asshole, you're just using me for my money. It's like an Owen situation. Like, this is why I'm just gonna die alone. Like, so never I said, no, I can't. I'm always like, I can kind of see both sides, and neither one of them is gonna, I'm just gonna sit here in the middle of the fence. Like, I'm just gonna sit right here. Somebody else make decisions. Anyway. His soft lips were a little cold as he pressed them up against mine. I opened my eyelids, and we were so close that our eyelashes were almost touching. And then, in the next moment, he slowly took his lips away. You're so special to me, and no one can replace you. You're so important to me. He hugged me one more time, and this time his grip was tighter. It was so strong and intense, it felt like he was smothering me. Hayato. My heart filled with emotion, and they overflowed from the form of in the form of my tears. Thinking back, I remembered that Hayato was tearing up just a second ago. What happened to his tears? Occupied with my thoughts, I clung to Hayato. I feel the same. If we don't meet again for a few more years, I'll see you when my contract is up, and I won't be a courtesan any longer. But I might be too late by then. If I wait until then, some other courtesan might steal you from me. That's not true. It's rare for people not to follow this island's customs. I'm sure you'll start visiting the Pleasure District regularly. Jesus! That shouldn't have been that hard. Just like the others. But I am visiting regularly to see you, stupid. I just couldn't imagine myself doing that. I couldn't hug, kiss, or even sleep next to another man. Hayato was the only person I could do those things with. Here's the thing, though. You have no right to judge me if I want to come and spend some money on a courtesan and get some fucking done. And then I go home, and then after a few years you come, because you're not a courtesan anymore, you don't get to tell me what to do. Another courtesan. So you're not a courtesan anymore, so it doesn't matter if I was sleeping with one. Because I have the option to stop doing it. I mean, I'll be too late. I'll be sleeping with another man. Yeah, probably. Someone's gonna keep this bed warm while you're too much of a pussy to take my money. Like, I got money to burn, man. It's burning a hole in my pocket. I gotta get rid of it so the popo doesn't get me, okay? Like, I don't want to go to jail. I'd probably be executed, actually. I don't want to get executed. So I'm just saying. Take my goddamn money, sleep with me, and we won't have this problem. God. I love this game so much. I really do. I love this one. Anyway. He was irreplaceable to me. I'm so thankful that we were able to meet here. I'm so glad that we'd been reunited here on that night. I love you, Spacey. Oh. That's a lovely reaction when someone... I love you. Oh! That's right up there with thanks. A little less worse. Yeah. Not as bad as... like, I love you. Thanks. Oh. 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 Really depends on how you say it, but still, it's right up there with not a great thing to say after someone tells you they love you. Staring back blankly as it slowly registers because you just don't think it's possible for anyone to love you. It's understandable, but like, Jesus. It was so hard to breathe, and it felt like my bones were creaking. He hugged me so tightly. I'd been waiting for him to do all of this. His touch, his words, they were exactly what I wanted. And now, I was in deep bliss. In these past few minutes, my wavering heart had become resolute. We continued to hug each other for a little while longer. Good birdie. I have to go back soon, but let's stay like this for a little longer. After holding me so tightly, it felt like Hayato was holding back now. He held my hand gently, and the two of us sat side by side on the shrine grounds. We were both silent. It was a bit awkward and frustrating. It was a strange silence. I decided to say... Nothing. I decided to say... Nothing. The weather is nice today. Do you have candy? Okay. I decided to say nothing would be bad because I decided to say nothing. Obviously, you were going to say something. The weather's nice. That's lame. Do you have candy? That is almost a douche move, but I fucking love it. And it's probably the right answer because we know how he is with the candy. And I think that'd be fucking funny to ask anyway. That's just a funny one. I don't care if it's right or wrong. It's probably right. I don't even care if it's wrong. Do you have any candy with you today? I didn't know what to talk about and said the first thing that came to mind. Yeah, I do. You really do love candies, don't you? Hayato smiled and brought out the candies from his breast pocket. I tossed them into my mouth. Thanks. As our fingertips grazed each other's, I suddenly remembered our kiss and started to blush. Next to me, Hayato looked up at the sky and let out a deep breath. It's almost sunset. Those words stung my chest. Yes, he was a courtesan. Hayato would disappear, and he would have to become Hayabusa in a little bit. Oh, yeah. Today Takao was going to be walking around Yoshiwara. Hayato's expression slowly became brighter. That reminded me about whether Takao had ratted us out or not. We never figured it out, and you're never going to, but like, what are your options? Somebody else heard you? That thought popped into my mind, and also they just made it seem like Takao was antagonistic to Hayato, so it makes sense that he would tattle. And I feel disappointed in him. I expect better of him. I really do. Looking at Hayato's smile made me realize how tasteless it would be to bring it up. Spacey, have you seen the courtesans as they walk in a line around the pleasure district? Yeah, the first time I'd come to Yoshiwara, Takao had been walking around. I see. You're pretty lucky. Takao is beautiful and said to be Yoshiwara's best courtesan. Really? She's like, really? Because, like, Tokiwa seems to stand out a lot. But I guess it's gotta be, like, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone think, oh my god, he's so exotic and different, but I guess you gotta be into that. Just saying. Are you really asking that? You didn't understand how alluring his charm was? No, but I did think he was extremely pretty. I was fascinated by him, but I'm sure you'd be just as pretty if they dressed you up too. I mean, we've seen him dressed up, so we know. Hayato's eyes opened up wide. Did I say something strange? I started to pout. You say the craziest things. Why? Compete with Takao? I wouldn't have a chance. Are you sure? Yeah, because I look up to him. You do? Yeah, he's an outstanding courtesan. But that's because your heart's not really in it. You're doing it because it's your job and you have to, but Takao, I think, really enjoys his job. Just like... At Kikuya, Takao and Kagura are always fighting for first place. That's because Kagura is just... he's that stoic, quiet, and you're just... I mean, seriously, I'm not the only one. You're like, Kagura, he's like the quiet, the silent type, just that tall, dark, handsome, and silent, and you're like, kind of mysterious, and I just want to bust out your shell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just something about that. You're like, whatever, it might not be a long-term thing, but I'm paying for this, so. I'm appealing in a different way than those two, so I can't compare. But I think Takao was born to be a courtesan. I mean, his dad was one, so kind of genetically, Kagura, on the other hand, raises the standards for what an outstanding courtesan should be. Yeah, he's the one that doesn't, like, sleep with you. I mean, be the one that just, like, the intellectually charms you. You're like, it's like sitting in the presence of a sexy professor, and you're like, I want to sleep with you, but I also don't want to tarnish you like that. What are you doing, bird? Why do you insist on sitting on that side of the couch? It's no. That's not your side of the couch. I don't want you over there. There's no poopy pads on that side of the couch. You don't go over there. Don't know why you keep doing that. Just no. Sorry. As Hayato talked about Takao and Kagura, he looked like a little boy as his eyes twinkled brightly. Maybe he's gay. That's wonderful. Courtesans are so mysterious. Yeah, I want to become a magnificent courtesan as well someday. Like, really? That kind of... You're just like, and my decision to spend my money on you is... I'm just going to find someone else. You want to be a magnificent courtesan? Great, but you can't possibly... I want to be a magnificent courtesan, but I love you, Spacey. That's like... Look, I understand when this was your job and before I showed up, but if you're like pining away, you still got to do your job. You know what I mean? And I understand having a goal. Well, I guess technically your goal to be a magnificent courtesan is so you would make more money and buy out your contract a little bit sooner. Yeah, okay. All right. You know what? It just sounds awkward considering what you're saying. You're like, I'm sitting next to the girl I love. I'm going to be like an amazing porn star someday. You know what? That's a little weird. A little awkward. Just saying. A little awkward. But anyway. It was like Hayato was painting a picture inside his head. I inhaled all of my excitement, let out a deep breath, and smiled. There was no time to be sad. There was no way I could frown. When the person in front of me looked so cheerful despite him being a courtesan, I needed to support him. Maybe he really enjoys his job. I'm just saying. I'd love to help you get there someday. This is an awkward conversation. What are you saying? And the amount of money that would take is... I had to stop mid-sentence. It seemed like he'd realized something. Yes. If I used the valuables of my possession, I was sure he could walk around Yoshiwara. I'm sure you'll be pretty when you parade around with the other courtesans. I spoke. I saw spoke, but I was reading smiled as I... Oh, wow. I spoke and smiled before he could say anything. Hayato would have to smile back at me in return. I was sure of it. We spent our time there together casually. Then, when the evening approached, we both left Inari Shrine. And that night, I wrapped the valuable items in a big cloth and hurried to Yoshiwara. I packed everything nice and tightly and finally arrived at Kikuya. Well, if it isn't Miss Spacey, welcome. Iroha greeted me in the same manner as always. I'd made up my mind and took in a deep breath. Iroha, about what we discussed the other day. Have you made a decision? Yes. My. I'm sure Hayabusa will be pleased. I've brought everything with me, but... what is it? Could you please keep this a secret from Hayato? Oh, but why? I want to talk to him about it properly. I'll tell him why I gave these items to you and what I want to do from here on out. He won't be convinced unless I talk to him directly about it. I know this is out of the ordinary, but a stubborn man is so troublesome. But if you fall for one, there's no going back. I hope that's true. You really are a cute young lady. Please don't tease me. I'm not. Despite his words, Iroha started to loosen up his lips. I couldn't control my cheeks from becoming bright red. Worry not. I won't tell him about this. Thank you so much. Think nothing of it. Well then, will you let me see the items? Let's go to my room in the back. Okay? The second I passed the valuables on to Iroha. Uh-oh. 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 I'll be looking through those belongings. Uh-oh. Along with a startling shout, I could hear numerous footsteps trotting into Kikuya. Huh? It was the patrol squad supervisor. Had they been standing guard this whole time? Or had they been following me? Iroha, hand that sack over! I can't let you examine our guests' personal belongings. So, you won't listen to my request? I'm not convinced. In that case, we'll just arrest you too. Oh? Under what charges? Interfering with an investigation is a punishable crime. But these are just her belongings. Enough! Hand them over! Investigate that parcel! Yes, ma'am. Oh, this is probably a lady too. Yes, ma'am. Stop! The patrol squadron struggled with Iroha. The valuable treasures scattered around our feet. Everyone in the room stopped. We were all frozen. My entire body was going pale. This might be the end of me. Fuck. Arrest me. This doesn't sound sexy. When I brought my valuables to Kikuya, Yoshiwara's patrol squadron had restrained me. In the end, the precious treasures had scattered across the floor. I was full of despair. This was the end for me. I knew it. You're a criminal after all. The patrol supervisor shouted as she pointed at me. We have proof now. Arrest her. Members from the patrol squadron seized my arms and held me down. Please wait. It doesn't make sense to pin her as a criminal just because she's carrying valuable items. She hasn't confessed to doing anything either. Please let go of her. We've investigated her. She's the daughter of a boat seller. She could never afford anything this valuable. No, this young lady is the daughter of a merchant. Haven't you mistaken her for someone else? That isn't possible. Are you sure you are not the one who's mistaken? I was done for. This was really the end for me. When I hung my head low with my arms behind my back. Ugh, would you shut up already? You're interfering with our business, so can you just leave? I feel like you might be the one who turned me in, but to Iroha, but like... Takao came down from the second floor and shouted. The noisy room suddenly fell into silence. I don't know what this is about, but you're scaring our honored customer. You're supposed to be protecting the peace, so could you stop disturbing us? This woman is the one disturbing the peace. I'll do as you wish. We'll arrest this girl and give you back your peace and quiet. Let's get out of here. Ow! They handled me roughly and I spoke up in pain. Wait a second. What is it? Is she some sort of criminal? Yes. Isn't she a little too cute and innocent to do any harm? It's pointless to try and persuade us now. I'm not trying to persuade you. She wouldn't even hurt a fly, so how could she commit a crime? You're disgracing Takao's name by falling for this girl? That's an awkward thing to say to him. You're disgracing your own name, but okay. Anyway, you're disgracing Takao's name by falling for this girl. I'm Takao, and I'm telling you that she couldn't have done it. Takao, why? He knew what I'd done, but why was he defending me so much? Someone like Takao couldn't have snitched on us after all. It felt like he was throwing me a lifesaver as I drifted aimlessly across the sea. So I wonder if Yoshiwara then heard. Who told on us? His kindness started to make me cry. Right at that moment, I heard flustered footsteps coming down the stairs. Spacey! Hayato rushed over to my side. I couldn't hold my tears any longer after seeing him. I'd be like, they're family heirlooms! I've had these for generations! Please don't take her away yet. Hayato looked stern as he declared his request. Here they come, one after another. This is such a bustling business. She's not the person you're looking for. I'm the one who helped those elopers escape. You didn't have to admit the crime! The air became tense. I'm sorry. It's my fault that she's under suspicion. I'm causing all this trouble for Kikuya. Hayato faced Iroha and bowed deeply to him. This is not gonna end well unless we kill the patrol supervisor. No, this couldn't be happening. What are you saying? He's lying! I'm the criminal. I don't want to admit that I'm the criminal. That seems like a bad idea. What are you saying? Would just say he's lying. What are you saying? Like he's lying. Then you're the criminal? No. But he's not. Then who? I don't know. Where'd those things come from? I don't know. I found them. I found them? Family heirlooms? He's lying. It's not the truth. I shouted without thinking. Spacey, it's fine. His empty smile tore at my heart and I couldn't say anything else. Everything was becoming chaotic. Why would Hayato lie like this? Ugh, enough! Which one of you did it? Like I said, it was me. No! I was touched at how much those two loved each other and ready to vote for them. So if you're going to arrest someone, it should be me. Why are you doing this, Hayato? Iroha, Takao, why won't you two say anything? I shouted desperately, but no one said a word. Why? Takao and Iroha knew the truth, yet the two of them were keeping quiet. Causing any more of a scene would cause Kikuya trouble. Take me away. Hayato walked towards us. He loosened the patrol member's grip on me. And then, we'll have to take Hayabusa and this girl with us. At this rate, I can't tell who's defending who. She isn't involved in this. Please don't get her involved. It isn't right. Fine. Arrest Hayabusa. Oh, no, Hayato! I was set free, but Hayato was taken into custody instead. It was unbelievable. All I could do was watch blankly. As Hayato passed me, he said, "Didn't I tell you that I'd protect you?" He whispered those words right into my ear. This feels like a bad ending, but he and the patrol squadron then left Kikuya. Miss Spacey. I let the strength out of my body and fell to my knees. Iroha rushed over and tried to lift me up. Hayato. Hayato. My tears fell from my eyes drop by drop as I clung onto Iroha's kimono for support. I'm a prison wife. I want to be a prison wife. And then I'm going to be a widow because they're probably going to kill him. Let's calm down for now and go into the back room. But Hayato's... Miss Spacey, please try to calm down. Suddenly my body was floating. I realized Iroha's face was right next to mine and that he had lifted me up. I can walk by myself. Probably not. I'm sure you can, but you won't do it yourself. I felt guilty and hung my head low, unable to say anything. Maybe they're going to try to question him and then they're going to realize that he's lying or whatever. Or punishment for a courtesan doing that is just longer being a courtesan because he's a man and they can't afford to kill men. I don't know. I don't know. There's got to be a reason for this, but I made a huge ruckus. I caused everyone trouble. If it were possible, I want to turn back time. This sounds like it should be a bad ending. We're going to go a little bit longer because I want to, yeah. Iroha brought me into his room and served some hot tea to help me calm down. I feel like we're going to get the story. I didn't deserve his kindness because I caused trouble for everyone here at Kikuya. Iroha. As I took a breather, I could hear Kagura on the other side of the door. Is that you, Kagura? Yes. Excuse my intrusion. Is it true that Hayabusa has been arrested? Kagura was always calm and composed, but right now his voice was filled with panic. Sure, I can't read panic in his voice because then it'll sound too much like Iroha, and they already sound too much alike right now. My guilt tormented me and squeezed my chest. I looked closer and noticed that Kagero was looking worried from behind Kagura. Word travels quick around here. Yes, but why? I want to know as well. I can't imagine someone as diligent as him committing a crime. I knew what I had to say, but I couldn't get the words out very well, so I stayed silent. It's nothing to worry about. Can you take care of the store and other customers to prevent an uproar? Yes. But, Kagero, we must do what we can now. Yes, Kagura. Excuse us. If something comes up, tell me. They left and slowly closed the door. Iroha let out a small sigh. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. Now, how should we deal with this? If there's an uproar in Kikuya, please attend to it as well, Iroha. I'm sure Kagura can take care of it. You don't need to worry about our business. More importantly, why don't you worry about Hayabusa and yourself instead? I should, but I'm so sorry. I bowed my head to the floor. You don't need to do that. Please lift your head up. I didn't know how to take responsibility for all the things I'd done. Apologizing is never the right answer. You're not mad at me? I'll take responsibility. I'll take responsibility for this mess in any way possible. I don't know what I can do right now, but I promise to make up for this someday. Do you really think that's what I want from you? But please stop bowing your head so we can talk. Worrying about these things won't get you anywhere. Thanks. It doesn't matter what the truth is. I'm sure everyone here will agree to help Hayabusa. Huh? Hayabusa is a serious, uninteresting man, but everyone here at Kikuya is fond of him and knows how trustworthy he is. If Hayabusa says that he'd help that couple escape, everyone will believe him, or they would infer that he said those things for a reason. A god is always watching and never abandons those who do good deeds. I'm sure things will work out, so stop sulking. The more I heard Iroha talk, the more my chest hurt. It was my fault. I allowed that to happen. To such an outstanding person. Iroha, what's going to happen to Hayato? I'm sure they'll torture him tonight. Torture? My face went pale. Then if they find him guilty, they'll execute him. Oh, well, sure, I'm sure everything will be great. But I'm sure they won't do that to Hayabusa. I'm sure he'll have to endure a painful punishment for a few months. That can't be... He won't be able to sleep very long and won't be given food or water. He'll die! He's not going to be able to live for a couple months like that. Oh! They'll peel his skin. Ow! Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, dear God. Reading that and then having to read it out loud was the worst. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Bind him with ropes and dunk him in water. It was horrific just hearing it. They were going to do those brutal things to him? Are you all right? Yes? No? The things Iroha told me were so astonishing. It was making my head spin. Thinking about Hayato enduring all of those things pained me. No! I won't allow that to happen. I'm going to meet with them and tell them that I'd help the couple escape. Stop that. But at this rate, Hayato will... Stop. His tone wasn't forceful at all, but I knew I had to listen to him, so I sat up straight. Do you understand what Hayabusa's trying to do deep down? Huh? He wants to protect his beloved at all costs. And that's why he volunteered to sacrifice himself for you. I hung my head low and bit my lip, and then we get to the end of his route and we fall in love with somebody else because he's dead. That's suckish. Even if that was true, it was my fault that this was happening to him. Right at that moment. Oh God, Dokiwa didn't do it, did he? Anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here, and we'll continue on in the next part. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.